Hello my fellow Tarnished, and welcome back to another episode of Painting with me, the Dark Souls guy. Don't forget to like and subscribe and fireball jutsu. This week I'm going to be painting...
What's going on here?
Sorry.
Get out of here.
Sorry.
Unbelievable. Hi, I'm the Dark Souls Models guy. So, this is Alex. He's a very, very, very dear, close, wonderful, lovely, beautiful friend of mine.
We'll just get that out of our system.
Yeah, just get that out of our system. He's never painted miniatures before, but he does have somewhat of a good art background, as he currently works as a designer at one of the biggest video game companies
In the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
In the world?
I think so.
And he also is a very, very, I would say, a very talented artist as well.
Oh.
So I thought it'd be really good today to see if we could see how it would compare with me. Been painting miniatures for close to 18 months now, versus someone who has more of an art background, but has never painted a miniature before.
I've the bed. I'm gonna freak out. No! My brows suck. Oh, mine looks I can feel your breath on my neck. This has ruined my whole evening.
I thought it'd be really good if we did Rani.
But what I would say the first thing we need to do is prime this bad girl.
Based on your judgment, we're going to prime her with a bright primer using the power of friendship. And we've just got to now start painting her. So do you want to start with her, or do you want to start with the hat?
Let's start with a hat. We need a smoky grey.
Smoky grey.
There's a smoky grey, but there's a slight blue tinge to it, so we're looking for something on the silver side. Oh, that's satisfying.
That's satisfying. Oh, that is satisfying.
Should I just?
You really got in there.
Sorry, let the people see.
You really got in that paint pot.
Have I not done a good thing? There's a lot of blue.
There's a lot of blue on there.
I'm sorry, you should not have invited me to do this. We don't do half measures.
We don't
on Dark Souls.
We
Models.
don't do half measures. Do with your Administratum Grey.
It sounds like a really bad spell.
Administratum Grey.
Yeah.
Administratum Grey.
Yeah.
So I usually tend to keep the colours in the same area, so then we can start blending between them. So I'd probably pop like the white in the middle here, and then you can like blend between the three. Couple tips for using brushes.
All right.
You don't want the paint to go past there. You want to keep the paint just in the bristles at the top.
Okay.
You want to keep. So I'll do one little run through of how I do something. So using the midtones is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. I'll mix it like this to make sure the bristles are wet beforehand, not letting it go past the bottom there, because otherwise you're going to start splitting it.
Gotcha.
And because this is going to be the main colour, I'm just going to start basing it on. But you won't see too much of a difference at the moment, because it's a very bright undercoat.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah.
I'll get started then.
Yeah.
What if I wanted to paint Rani red?
You could absolutely paint Rani red. So you've got your base coat on. What I'll do then next is...
No product placement.
Yeah, I will then move on to shadows. So all the parts where the light would be coming down from the top down like that, which is where we'd get the normal thing. Okay. So all these under parts, I'll start coating them with the darker grey.
We're about to see ADHD in action.
Okay. I don't know if it's going to be really good or really bad if Bow's does turn out better than mine. It'll be really good in the sense of, hey, anybody can do it. Or it'll be like, holy shit, I suck.
Phony!
Yeah.
So okay, if that happens, we'll just swap them over for the final reveal.
Yeah, that'll be.
And we'll just label yours as.
That'll be really handy for my
self-esteem.
My self-esteem and confidence with everything.
There's a lot going on right now.
It's much better to start actually like single strokes, like your different strokes, different folks.
Hey, different strokes for different blokes.
All right.
Oh god. Oh, I can feel this on my eyes already.
Can you already?
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's any gap in the market for a painting only fans?
Oh, of course there is.
What can we do?
Like you said, any strokes, any folks. You just paint naked.
Should I do that?
If you want.
Can we cut to me with my top off? But you can see there, I've got everything mapped out.
Yeah. I'm a little bit behind you.
But you're straight up blending as you go, that's quite good.
I'm blending as I go.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, the amount I drop shit is outrageous.
Holy crap, I'm so behind.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Boys who paint together
stay quaint together.
Stay quaint together. God.
This sucks.
This sucks. I hate this channel.
Oh. You know, they say comparison is the thief of joy, and I really don't think we need to...
Yours is looking good.
Thanks, Pappy.
I like how it's looking.
I'm just trying to keep it moving, you know? Just trying to, Ow,
No! It's not too bad. That's salvageable.
No!
That's salvageable. That's...
Oh. Okay, what do we do?
Right. I don't know. I've never done that.
I'm panicking.
I would just start blending.
Oh no. I was actually starting to feel happy with it. There's even blue on there.
It's fine.
Oh god. I'm gonna freak out.
It's alright. We're good.
This has ruined my whole evening. No! This has ruined everything. I hate it!
Fuck me. If life had a Control Z.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be spamming that.
As many times as I fucked up on this channel, I've never dropped my model
In the paint.
into the paint.
If I was drawing this in 2D, I would do a equivalent of a mid. I'd do a base. And then I would start adding the rough highlights, the rough shadows, and then I would go in and get darker and darker and darker and lighter and lighter and lighter.
Yeah. I mean, there's no direct right way to do things. Ooh, after you. Don't cross swords.
I keep going to the palette with an idea, and by the time I've gotten the paint, I've forgotten what I wanted to do. This is my favourite bit to do though in real
blending.
like, in painting, yeah. Even if it's digital painting, I like the rendering. You're getting it soft in the right places.
See, that is it's one of those things that you just learn over. I'd literally just clocked that. But I will say that the level that you're painting at with these might actually put people off starting.
Oh no.
No, it's fine.
Playing a lot of things. I go to life drawing classes.
How is that?
I draw naked people.
Do you enjoy it?
I really do. It's very it's like this actually. The feeling is like
Is it
this.
quite therapeutic?
Yeah, where it's like that somewhere between being relaxed and alert.
Hmm.
Because you're like doing. I don't know if I'm not at a point yet where I can get flow out of it, but
Yeah.
it's
Also, because there's loads of other people there as well.
yeah, which is
I don't
okay.
know if that affects anything.
Initially, yeah, you're a bit self-conscious about other people seeing your drawing, and you're looking at what they're doing, and they're really fucking good. Oh, yours looking really good.
Just takes a while, you know.
Yeah. Now the blending is blending.
Mm-hmm.
Your blending be blending, bruh. Anyone ever tell you that? I wish there was just a generic blend.
Tell me about it.
See, it's so funny because watching you guys do this,
Hmm.
if it were me and I'd got to like the stage that John was at, I feel like I would, and I purely say this on the basis of makeup, but I would be like, okay, now I'm going to have like a big fluffy brush and like,
Just
because that's what you would do with makeup.
Well, that's what we do with dry brushing.
right. That's what I'm expecting to be able to do here.
Yeah.
But is that not a thing we can do here?
It absolutely is.
Oh, okay.
But the thing with dry brushing is like it's just you absolutely could dry brush this.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get it looking like that though.
Right.
It would be way more sort of generic and like broad.
Right. So what's like a common question you get from your audience?
Can you paint Bloodborne?
Is that the most common question?
Literally.
And the answer we all know is yes. Bloodborne's Sundays.
Yep. But today I posted it on a Saturday because I got my dates wrong when I was scheduling posts. It's funny actually because when I started off doing this and I was going to Games Workshop all the time and buying paints.
Yeah.
And I was going like every week because I was like painting loads and loads of stuff.
Yeah.
And I always went on the same day, so it was always the same people who worked there.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh, what are you painting today?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I've got the Dark Souls Boardgame, so I'm painting some Dark Souls stuff." And then after like the second month, they'd be like, "Oh, it's the Dark Souls guy."
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I was like, "Oh."
Do they know about your channel?
No, I didn't have one back then.
When I was now?
No. Because I don't go as often.
Right.
But they were like, "Oh, it's the Dark Souls guy." Yeah, I remember. And I'm like, "Yeah." And then that's when, a little bit after them, was when we started the channel.
Amazing.
We went in one time and I went in with him and they went, oh, it's a Dark Souls guy. Oh yeah, he has a girlfriend.
A rare breed.
It's interesting as well because you have very different like postures. Like John keeps his hand like down and really steady.
Well, it's because that's how I used to, but because I've been so accustomed to having to hold it down for the camera, is that this is how I've now slowly, naturally gone. Because I always used to paint like that, like how Val is.
How you're doing it down there looks more stable anyway.
Well, I guess it is. It's one thing I really struggled with starting was trust the process. because when it would look shit, I'd be like, well, I'm shit. And it's like, no, you're just at a shit point and you need to make it look good, so you just need to trust the process.
That's another thing people ask you a lot is like what you do for a living.
Yeah, what I do for a living. Like, what if you don't paint models full time? What is it that you do?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living, Alex?
Me? I'm currently a user experience designer.
How's this user experience for you?
This is painful.
Right, I'm gonna call my hat done very soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my hat's done. Okay.
Looks great.
I'll tell you what, bro.
Yeah?
It's looking really good.
Thank you, bro. Yours is looking really good as well. You snapped on that one.
You slapped, girl.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I think I've got to stop. I have to stop. I'm just adding more things and then blending them back out again. Why am I doing that? That's my timer. So what I got to do is just stop. That's all I have to do at this point. I just have to stop. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop. Any minute now. I'll just do this and then I'll stop. I've gotten a bit of blue on the outside of the hat.
Yeah, that's why I was going around the edge with a bit of white.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's okay because you're not going to see the underside really.
Oh, right. I can see what you've done.
So here we've got the two different hats painted together. And they do not, they don't look too dissimilar. So there's my one and there's Alex's one. So I'd say the main difference really is that you've got a bit more of a dramatic difference, I would say, dramatic between the light and the dark, as opposed to it's sort of like I've got less harsh shadows going on now. Is really the only difference, but I would say it's a really fucking good blend on the hat. I mean, I would say that's a really good job, well done.
Thanks.
Is that okay?
I'm not happy with it. But
Are you not?
No.
So now that we've done the hat, we're now going to do the body. And what we're going to do is we'll probably start off with the fur, because that'll be the easiest place to start. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use contrast paints. Right, and a contrast paint is a little bit of fucking magic. It's like acrylic, but it's more like an ink. It's really good for zenithal highlighting, which I normally do. But when it starts to pool up in areas, like in little creases and stuff, it becomes darker. And when it's on a lighter area, it won't pool as much on there, so it looks lighter. So it actually creates contrast.
Lovely.
Without having to do anything.
Oh.
Hence the name contrast paint. So what I'll be doing is with the fur, with this basilicanum grey, just going over, you see already how it's like pooling underneath. Literally just going to be doing that, and I'm going to be using that all over the grey, all over the fur.
And then what, will we dry brush on some light afterwards?
Hell yeah.
Ah.
So you're already getting there.
I see. Well, I have a good teacher.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
And it's just, there's no right or wrong here. We just
getting it on.
Yeah, we're just getting on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
See how much quicker it is when you're using contrast.
Yeah.
I love using contrast paints.
How much water do you need?
Same as you would with an acrylic. Not too much, not too little, you know. You don't really want to... I mean, you can thin contrast down, but when you're just doing an application like this, you don't really need to. But it's always good to put it like on the wet palette, just so you're not applying loads on, you know.
Right. And is it that it dries and stays there, or does it like stain the area, or what's the...
Kind of a bit of both. It does stain the area, but like it pulls up in recesses and textures and stuff, so that it like makes it look darker, which is like why it creates the kind of contrast.
And where do you learn this stuff? Do you go read blogs, or do you watch other videos? Or?
Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube. Of professional painters who do specific techniques. So if I'm like, oh, I want to learn how to paint fur, I'll just go onto YouTube and I'll just be like, how to paint fur, and it'll just be like you'll find some good tutorials on stuff. But when I first started, I was like YouTubing exactly how to paint Ornstein and Smaug.
Yeah.
And because I didn't know what colours to use, I didn't know what paints to use, and I did that for like a fair few months, and then after a while I slowly like became confident in just sort of like picking the colours myself. And then I think you really start to improve quicker when you start trusting your own judgment on picking paints.
Yeah. It feels to me like knowing the broad principles is more important than the specific.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, once you learn like main techniques like dry brushing, wet blending, edge highlighting and glazing, and you start understanding them and applying them in different situations, it's when you start like really understanding how to do it.
Right.
And then when you get an airbrush, it's a whole fucking different ball game. Yeah, I'd say it's a good first coat.
I'm a little bit behind you, but yeah.
That's okay. Favourite boss, go.
An Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? For me,
Yeah.
Godfrey.
Godfrey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be printing a fucking big Godfrey.
Fucking, yeah.
Yeah, Godfrey was fun.
Horaloo, mate. Warrior.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Just because when he went all Chad, I was all for it.
Yeah. Really good cutscene.
Yeah. I'll take that back. I want to amend it.
Yeah.
Just straight up, Margit.
Morgot or Margit?
Margit. The first time, just that skill check right at the start. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that is the get good moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, people rate Morgot really fucking high. Like, really, really fucking high.
It was just Margit, but more.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, see, it's either Malekith, because he's the coolest boss.
Yeah.
He is by far the coolest.
Definitely the coolest looking.
But I was really OP when I fought Malekith, so I didn't have too much of a hard time with him.
Me too.
Tree Spirit.
Oh yeah?
No, I'm fucking joking.
I was gonna say
they're the worst boss.
Most annoying bosses around.
I'd probably say Melania.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
I just wasn't enjoying it.
It was just pure pain.
Yeah, it was real pain.
But my god, like my heart was beating so fast. Yeah, I think I'd probably put her top. Have you played every Dark Souls game? You've done Sekiro.
Sekiro, yeah, that was my personal favourite.
Yeah.
And then when you said like who's your favourite boss ever, I would say Genichiro.
Yeah.
Is like just the choreography of that fight.
It is perfect. Wait, what, on the rooftop?
On the rooftop.
Yeah.
That's my favourite boss ever.
Right, so we've done the fur, and what we need to do is we need to generate some other tones to it. I think the best way to do that is we can dry brush some shit on. We have two lovely dry paints. Dry paints have a different texture to normal paint. They are a lot drier. So this Dawnstone is a brighter grey, so we can just dab straight into it without having to shake it.
Whoa.
And then onto some paper. But this dry paint is a lot thicker and drier, so you won't get as much onto it. And then literally just nice and gentle, just over the top, and it should just start hitting this sort of like higher points of the fur. Bless you. Woo! And then once you've got some good dry brushing of that, you can move on to the Longbeard Grey, which is basically a white, even though they call it grey. And do the exact same thing, but you can just target specific areas on really raised parts.
I feel like I've lost. This feels like it's just way too thick.
Yeah, so it's a case of removing. I think you need to remove way more paint off of the brush. So to a point where, like, if you did it on your thumb, really not a lot is coming off. So it's taken a few times for that to come off.
Yeah. Crap. Can this be undone?
Well, when you start adding this white on, it will give you some more highlight, and then what we'll do is, once we've got everything done, we're going to go with a black wash, and then you can basically just like bring down some tones a bit.
Okay.
Nice. So we've got the fur done. Now these little rope bits, I think they're like rope, on the front here. We've got snakebite leather, which is a really nice brown contrast paint.
Nice.
And we'll use that because these are ropes. There's like nice texture on them.
Yeah.
So we can just kind of get our contrast on there.
Lovely.
You don't want to paint over these wraps because they're a lighter brown. We'll do them in a different colour afterwards.
Okay.
But just on these kind of front bits here, we're just gonna get this contrast on there. It should settle in quite nicely.
What do you think about John having a YouTube channel?
I think it's great. I think John was made for it, personally.
Oh,
He's a man with creative tendencies.
Like how you say creative tendencies, not talents.
Yeah.
Like, he tends towards creativeness. He fucking sucks, but like he tends towards it.
he's fucking trash, but he does do it. We both done it?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So I think the next thing we should do, because we've got the rope bits done, is that we should move on to doing the wraps. So we've got Xandri Dust, which is a good beigey colour.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good base of doing it. And same as what we did with the hat. You can make this a little bit thicker if you want, because this is like sort of the base coat.
What about this turtle? Do you kill him?
No.
You can.
If you do, you're a bastard.
Yeah, you're the worst kind of person, but you absolutely can.
You can kill anyone.
What about the pot boy?
You can, yeah, I mean, again, really sad story.
Is he good though?
He is good, but it's a really sad story. He thinks that you're the greatest fighter in the world. You travel all across the game together because he wants to be like the best warrior, and then he slowly realizes that actually you're the best warrior, and then he says, would you please do me the honor of giving me my last ever battle? And you end up killing him because he wants to die to the best warrior, which is you.
If any game you've played, if you could play it in real life, what would you play?
Fallout.
Really?
Yeah. that dystopian future of, you know, how would you survive when like tribes rise again after the nuclear fallout's happened. Like, okay, so we've got our beautiful wraps done. So I think next up we should paint probably. I think if we paint her skin, because
let's call it her robes.
Her robes are white, so if we get any like blue or anything on the robes, we can at least go over it with the white afterwards. So I think if we move on to her skin. Now, she's blue.
That's true.
She's blue. We've got our Lothern blue already, which is our light one.
Yeah.
And we've got some Thousand Suns blue. And we've also got our Cantor blue. So like we do with skin tones, we've got shadow, mid-tone, highlight.
Shake it all about.
Also her hair. So we could start with her hair. I think she's got blue skin and blue hair. So let's use some contrast for her hair. And this is a nice sort of like deep blue contrast.
Okay.
That we can like add brighter tones to. Same as what we did with the cape. So this is quite a deep blue contrast. And I think we'll use that to paint her hair.
Okay. Which brush do we want to do that with?
Use your layer brush, that one, yeah.
If you were going to design your own game, what like genre do you think it would be?
If I were to make a game, it would be in the genre of cozy games, I think.
What would you liken a cozy game to?
Like the likes of an Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Oh, like a Stardew Valley
Yeah.
kind of thing. What, like top down or?
Viewpoint would have to be something, I don't know, like an isometric view. Have you seen Tunic?
No.
Something like that.
Okay. Creating your whole own little world is something that really entices me.
Yeah, same.
I do that in my head every night, bro.
Oh yeah, exactly. So the next thing we need to do is her skin.
It's blue time.
It's blue time. I'm going to use some of this Thousand Suns, which will be our mid-tone. I would probably use your little brush. Your little tiddly brush.
Start bluing it up.
Yeah, I would probably cover the entire face and the hands and the legs. I mean, we don't have to finish it today. We can finish it tomorrow if you want to come back tomorrow.
That's fair.
If you feel like you're rushing it because you just want to finish it.
No, I'm okay. Let's see where we go. Like, I do want to go at a better pace. I won't go beyond 11.
But what we're going to do is we're going to use the Lothern blue from earlier and we're going to use that to map out the highlights. So like on the face of the highlights, I mean, you probably know from painting skin. Very good. You probably know from painting skin that, you know, like the forehead, the brow line, the nose,
Cheeks.
either side of the nose, cheekbones and the chin and the...
Top of the lip.
What's that called?
Fulcrum.
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 Fulcrum?
No, not the fulcrum. Fulcrum.
Fulcrum? Fulcrum. This thing,
Yeah.
that's also bright as well.
Yeah.
Obviously like ears as well, cheeks, cheekbones are all sort of your highlights areas on there. Also the hands, you know, you want to do like the tops of the fingers and the knuckles and things like that. We're going to use those to do some highlights and we're going to do that with the brighter Lothern blue.
Let's get into it.
Do you like go back and like beat the bosses in different ways? So like if you killed them one way, would you be like, oh, that was quite good, and then go back and like almost try it again and see if you could do it differently?
Yeah, normally you do it with like different builds.
My go-to is always magic. I love using magic, but there has been a time where I've re-spec'd out into strength just to see what wielding two-handed weapons is like, and
Yeah.
because it's such a different way of playing the game.
Yeah, I think mine's very similar to that. But I also do it with the different Dark Souls games. Is I will try and follow different people's like storylines to see where they lead.
Yeah.
And like I'll try and get different endings from different people because there are also different endings to the game as well,
Yeah,
depending on
yeah.
what choices you make. So you'll like choose to do like a different version of the ending, whilst also following different like points of the storyline. So literally until you've completed it, probably I don't know 7 times, you've probably done everything.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And I still haven't done everything.
it's a typical thing people say that if you've completed it once, like you've started playing the game properly.
Yeah, because it's so hard on your first playthrough that you're literally just so focused on just trying to survive and beat the game. And then once you've done that, you're actually relatively equipped and accustomed to how the game's played. That you're like, oh, actually, I can like start exploring and doing different things. And
I'm gonna start putting some shadows in there.
ooh, yeah,
Wait, should I shake it again?
just give it a little shake, yeah.
Yeah. I'm inducted.
Nice.
You've given me the shit brush because I think that's how to get it out.
Get it out onto the wet palette.
And I'm only taking from the lid this time,
Nice.
but I've probably still put quite a lot on there.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I've just done my highlights, so
The shit brush, and yes, that's purely a spoon. This is a spoon.
Yep, and then do it in the dirty water. You've been using that as your main water because that's still really clean.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna do the opposite to what you're doing, but doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go a different way, and I'm gonna mix some white into the highlight colour and just generate some really vivid sort of highlights.
Get those contours on fleek, huh?
Yep, contours on fleek, girl.
Okay. Are you eventually going to put shadow?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stick to my gun.
I'm just gonna let you do what you're doing.
Diverging. It would be a fun bit to do to like almost spec yourself or like get your friend
Yeah,
to
I quite like
spec you.
that. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So like if all of your friends.
So like my intelligence is mediocre, strength is average, Bal's like, I'd say your charisma and your strength would be really high.
Ooh.
And I think my faith would be quite high.
Oh, you got faith, bro.
And I think my intelligence would be relatively good. Dexterity.
Poor.
Saying
Oh.
that, I am quite good.
No.
No.
Your
Okay,
dexterity
fair
would be
enough.
so awful.
Okay, dexterity 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're
That's
going on
quite
a
good,
scale
actually.
of 1
I quite
to
like
10,
that.
I would give you like a 7.5 for intelligence. I would give you a 1 for dexterity.
Tell you what's quite a nice idea then. If I'm doing like painting with pals, and if these guys are going to be like a recurring person, like you could have like a character selection screen.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
Yeah.
That would be. But we need our faces in there, wouldn't we?
No, not necessarily.
Let's do it.
At some point, I will have my face in this channel. At some point.
I think there's some white
It's really
blobs
nice.
I need to just.
It's really nice. Right, I'm just going to go over the eyeliner.
Eyeliner.
Well, lining the eyes basically,
Oh God.
and the eyebrows.
No, eyebrows. Eyebrows definitely needs to be on there. Fucking those eyebrows suck. I regret it. That's right. Cartoony. I'm unpleased. Displeased.
Right. You got your coffee, you got your croissant. Croissant?
What? Stop! You're gonna make me drop my croissant.
Croissant. Croissant. Croissant. I think what will be good is we should probably do the stone, get all this back done, and then we can work on the main bit, which will be the robes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, the robes.
Yeah, nice.
Her dress.
Dress? What would you call that?
I don't know. I don't know what she's wearing.
Yeah,
That's a dress.
that's a dress.
Yes.
Dress. Dress. Just get a good, nice load up of the grey, and we're just gonna slap it all over.
Pin it on.
Slap it all over. Jump in whenever you want.
This is a layer brush.
It's the layer brush.
You gotta layer it on.
Layer it on.
Layer it on me.
This is quite a boring part doing it, but it's the easiest part.
Hey, it's a good warm up.
Warm me up.
Rocks need to be rocked sometimes. Stones need to be stoned.
You know you can rock a rock to rock. And that's
Yeah.
a sentence that grammatically makes sense.
Absolutely, you absolutely could.
You can rock a rock to rock. That's why the English language is so dumb.
Yeah. I saw a comedian do a bit the other day. It was very funny. I don't want to butcher it, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Do it anyway.
I dance.
Yeah.
You dance.
Oh, I have seen this, I think.
But he dances.
Yeah.
And he's like, does he dance more than I do?
Yeah.
I don't fucking think so.
Yeah.
And he's like, 5,640 people dance, but he dances.
Yeah.
How much does this motherfucker dance?
How do people learn English as a second language?
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense. It's hand, it's sand, it's gland, it's band, it's grand.
What are you saying right now?
I'm just saying words, right? Let me get to the punchline.
Okay.
I'm gonna start again then.
Sorry.
It's sand, it's land, it's grand, it's band. But why is it wand?
Fucking annoying.
Like, why is it not wand? Why wouldn't it not be with an O? It's a wand. You got a bond?
Can you think of another example of an and that's an on? Or
No, that's the only one I can think of. Genuinely, I was trying to think.
wandering. Something like that W.
But then you've got wandering, which is with an O.
I'm really wondering.
It's like,
What the fuck?
you're wandering, that means you're wandering around, but it's got nothing to do with a wand.
I think we need some more of the titanium stickforth grey.
The fucking what?
Yeah, we need a little bit more of that chrysanthemum purple tinge.
Chrysomanthi and Purple Tinge onto
the Frostbite Glisten.
Yeah, which is going on
it's on the primer directly almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do that later. Yeah, if you can direct me on how to do that would be great.
Yeah, we just need a bit more of the
Sliverous Saigon.
The Sliverous Saigon Cyan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think you've got enough magenta to do any of this. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sound off in the comments if you agree.
Guys, don't forget to smash like, comment, and subscribe.
Nice.
And send me donations, please.
How did it feel saying that?
You know what? Knowing that was actually reaching people, felt really fucking. Smash like and don't hit subscribe.
Don't hit.
No.
Okay.
Do hit. Guys, you know what that means. Don't forget to view, watch, and tune in. Stay locked in. Keep it watched.
Keep it 100.
Stay 100.
Yep.
And keep your eyes on the prize, guys.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. You're doing really well.
Thanks.
Alex has really got into the YouTuber.
Yeah. You sort of you come correct with some YouTuber energy right now.
Which is interesting.
What's the other thing YouTubers say? Smash that like.
And don't forget to keep on the bell notification because I want to be vibrating in your pocket.
Whoa. Okay.
So,
whoa.
You better stay
locked in.
Stay clean. Hey, you people out there who are watching this video and not subscribing, you better smash that. Hey, to the people at home.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
We love you very much.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
You are enough.
Oh. Enough for who?
No, I've had enough.
Oh, you've had enough?
I've had enough.
I'm fucking sick of you.
I'm sick of it.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Hey, thanks for the subs.
No, it's not Twitch.
Oh. Let me say what I've learned so far from this process. I've learned so far.
You should smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on that bell.
I've learned that if you ain't subscribed, you're a hater.
Oh.
No, I don't mean that. So far, I've learned 1. When we're loading up the palette, I've learned a lot of things.
Oh, good.
Because this wet palette is new to me.
Cool.
And it keeps them wet.
Yeah, it does. It's in the name.
And it's real practical in that sense.
Yeah.
I've learned that when you're loading up the palette,
you
gotta take it easy, man. You can't just get your brush in there.
Yeah, you got that brush really deep in there earlier.
Yeah, you can't just be doing that.
Yeah.
So we're dip dabbing out of here.
Yeah.
I've learned about kind of making sure that you don't want too much paint on the brush, because the biggest thing I've learned is that you need to keep it thin. You're washing this. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not loading it on like an oil painting.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I've learned. So
I've never done oil painting, so I don't know the difference, but yeah.
I don't know if I have either, but it looks pretty full on.
Yeah.
So yeah, just washing it, keeping the brush clean.
Yeah.
I guess applying liberally, but also not with too much paint.
Yeah. It's pretty much
spread.
It's the balance between that, yeah.
Just give me that light and pass the draw.
Right. After doing the rocks, we're going to use some Celestra Grey, which is kind of like a greeny tinted kind of grey. Yeah. Slightly darker than your Slappy Dappy Crystallartham and Angostura Bitter Administratum Grey. Yeah. So we use that to load up as the main base colour for pretty much the entire dress. Are people more interested in Dark Souls or in painting? That's a really good question, actually. Yeah. Sound off in the comments.
And smash that like button for the love of God.
Yeah. I think the majority like just seeing the characters that they like come to life, because there's not really a lot of Fromsoftware merchandise out there. Yeah. But because obviously you've got the Bloodborne board game, you've got the Dark Souls board game, and you've got the Elden Ring board game coming out next year, I'd probably say it's an even split, maybe.
Okay, if you could have one character in the game, and like if you beat them rather than them dying, they fight alongside you for the rest of the game, who would you pick?
Fuck yeah, Radahn.
It'd be so dope.
Pre-crazy though.
Oh, right.
I want pre-crazy Radahn.
Pre-crazy.
On my side, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Big boy.
I'm picking Melania.
And he's loved.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably my other option.
It's the only two options really, I think.
But they're like half brother and half sisters.
Yeah. And did you know, Vic, that they fought each other
They did.
to a draw.
They did.
Melania is undefeated
Yeah.
until fighting Radahn, and she drew against him because they're both equally strong.
Therefore, she's still undefeated.
She's still
Correct.
undefeated, and so is he until
Till we come along.
we come along and put him out of his goddamn misery. He's another sad story, right? To an extent.
To an extent.
I mean, he's lost his mind wandering the wastes.
Yeah.
And he's just passively holding back the stars somehow.
Yeah.
For free.
With the dress, by the way, we're going to do the exact same thing what we did with the hat.
Oh, is it blendy time?
We're doing the exact same thing what we did. Do your shadows, do your highlights, blend it together.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Remember that. Blend, amend,
And don't even pretend.
to not hit that subscribe.
Subscribe button.
Yeah.
Turn on the bell notifications.
Yeah.
And every Friday,
Yeah.
we have
No.
every Sunday
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from
It's-
yesterday.
Blood Souls Models.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Apart from yesterday, because I scheduled the wrong day.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
There's an
But
administration
apart from
error.
unless you're in Australia, then I did it exactly right.
Yeah. Hey, Jake Paul, fight me on the September 21st,
I would love-
2020.
Do you reckon you could beat Jake Paul?
Absolutely not.
Really?
He's a fucking monster now.
Really?
Yeah, he's legitimately really dangerous now.
Oh shit.
It had to happen at some point. It's all that.
This guy is
I
a
was-
professional MMA fighter, undefeated.
For a short period of time, yes.
Don't need to add that in.
Well, I had that. I did that.
Yep.
Which non-human character are you having as a pet?
Oh, fucking a little pot boy. That'd be cute. A little pot boy.
What's the guy's name?
Placidisax.
Placidilax.
Placidisax.
Placidisax. Yeah, Placidisax. That's a cute pet, just in your back garden, just hovering ominously.
Hovering.
Yeah.
He's the size of 2 buildings.
That's alright. He's just up there.
How big's your garden?
He's hovering.
Okay, he's hovering.
Yeah, so he's above it, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
It's just like Independence Day.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, or like a rival. He's just there.
Sure.
Yeah. That's cute. If you could go back to yourself before you started this channel, or even before you started getting into painting, what advice would you give yourself?
Don't. I mean, it's such a lame answer, but just like remember why you started doing it.
Why did you start doing it?
Just because I bought the Dark Souls board game, because I sort of was in a real affinity with Dark Souls 1, and then it just popped up just as like an advertised thing saying, hey, Dark Souls board game. And I was like, oh, you know, me and my other friend Toby, we play a lot of board games together. Maybe that could be quite a fun one. It looks quite similar to the sort of ones that we play. I'll give that a go. And then it came and all the miniatures were unpainted. And I was like, oh man, I've got to paint these. And then I just sort of like started like YouTubing how to paint minis. And then I only ever painted them just to use them in the board game. And then I was like, actually, it's kind of fun. I do quite enjoy making these. I always was quite interested in making like model scenery and stuff. But it's just one of those things that's like, it's not deemed as a cool thing to do. So I never really did it. But then after I painted the models from the Dark Souls board game, I was like, oh man, that's actually really cool. And then...
I remember that. I remember when we first played it, like
Yeah.
half of them were painted and half of them...
Yeah. And then it was at that point Toby then got a 3D printer and was showing me the stuff that he was printing, and I was like, man, if I got a 3D printer, I could print bases for these models and I can make them look a bit more like realistic rather than just having flat bases. And I got a 3D printer and I was literally just printing stuff for the board game. Like I was printing like mini Sigmars and mini Solaires and things like that, and like other characters to use. And then I started finding loads of files online of just loads of different characters, and I was like, oh, I'll start printing different bosses for the board game. And then I slowly just started printing bigger and bigger models, and then it slowly moved away from printing stuff to board game, and then just started printing and painting models just for having as a collection. Yeah, so I would just say to myself, like, you started doing this because you just really wanted to...
Just wanted to play a board game with your
You
friends.
just want to play a board game with your friends, and you wanted to sort of like paint stuff because it's a nice sort of creative outlet. And, you know, don't let the back end of YouTube analytics and things scupper what you enjoy. Like, don't let it take away the fun.
Nice. So it's just, take off the pressure.
Yeah,
It's a creative outlet.
Yeah, just remember why you started doing it.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's good advice in general.
Yeah, I don't listen to it.
Well, that's because you haven't come from the future and said
Yeah,
that to
exactly.
yourself yet. Imagine how good you're going to be at doing this if you keep doing this, which I hope you do, until you are an aged man, like a retired old person.
I do like to think of getting to a point where I look back on some of these videos and be like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I was doing shit like that.
I don't think that will take long.
Yeah, but you already do that.
Yeah.
That's true, I do that.
You watch back some of your first YouTube videos
Yeah.
and you go,
Ugh.
yeah.
It's true.
I need the black. And I bet you're thinking, why is this man using black right now? Well, trust the process, baby.
Yeah?
Don't forget to hit that like.
Because we're going to be doing black stuff later. I don't know if you want to wait for that or if... What are you going to do?
I was going to paint under her dress.
Okay.
In the leggy area.
Yes, do it. Crack
Shall
on.
I?
Yeah, crack on.
Just
You've got YouTube socks on.
Oh my god!
Do you actually?
Get the grippers out.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes, I do.
Why got YouTube socks?
Because I work in tech, people.
Oh, that's so
Do
cute.
you wanna? How are we gonna show the people?
You're gonna have to turn around, stand up.
Do you wanna grab my foot?
Yeah. Look at these socks.
You can pick up the leg a bit higher if you want.
Nah, that's in shot. Look at these.
Don't forget to smash that like. Forgot I was wearing those.
That's so like subconscious.
Yeah, that is subconscious.
That's hilarious.
I want a smaller brush. I have a smaller brush.
You have a smaller brush, right?
What am I doing? Oh, this is way better. Oh, I'm a fool.
Pat, pat. We've got Randy pretty much done. Should we put a little hat on?
Why not?
Adorable. All we need to do is just do a little line across her cloak, and then we'll blackwash it, and then we'll finish off with the hair. And it's job done. It's
Fantastic.
jobbed.
Jobbed.
All we have left to do is really just sort of like boost up some more of the contrast on stuff. So the best way of doing that, I find, is doing a black wash. So you want your layer brush, and you want to really wet the bristles, and then you want to come in here, and you want to make it really watery like that.
Yeah.
So it's super watery. You got to test out. Yeah, very watery. And then all the parts, like the dips hit, dips kind of here. See how thin that is?
I do.
Literally just like applying like water. And what it will do is it will seep into all the sort of like little crevices and textures and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then obviously the deeper it is, the darker it will go, because that's where it's pooling. So instantly you've already got shadow.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do that, and mainly around all the areas that you reckon where shadows are going to be the most.
Okay. Makes sense. So we're gonna come in here, get it really wet.
Mm-hmm.
You want it literally just like a
Like water.
light water. Okay. Is that too wet?
No, you're good, because then you just keep building it.
Let's see.
And then what you're going to do is you want to blend it outwards. And you can be really liberal with a black wash, because it is very watery.
How many hours do you reckon you're putting into painting?
Don't even want to think about it.
Fair enough.
A lot.
But not too many.
While you're finishing up your washes,
Thank you.
I'm going to move on to the last few details, which is going to be adding some highlights to her hair.
I think that's the thing, like however this turns out, it will be with the caveat that I've had to somebody who's very adept at this showing me each step.
Yeah, it's not like you've been watching like YouTube tutorials.
No. And I've been able to say, well, I probably should have been asking you more questions. I bet a lot of people watching this who are very dedicated to this would think, you lucky bastard, and you're not even taking advantage of it. You're just sitting there running your mouth and doing things wrong.
Running your mouth.
Running your mouth.
And completely ignoring him when he keeps telling you to do.
Doing things contrary to what you've told me.
Yeah, John's like, do it thinner, and you're like, okay, put more on.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Okay, so how do I'm going to need you to...
So for the hair,
No, the brown.
oh, you've got brown wash there, same thing we did with the black wash.
Oh, it's
And I
brush.
literally just really liberally just fucking fart it around.
Fly around, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, too much.
But the hair, I'm literally just doing streaks, as
Yeah.
if I'm like painting in highlights in your hair.
How would you compare it to your first attempt?
Oh, much better.
Yeah?
Yep, much better. It's funny because I was like, I've been thinking that, I've been painting for a year and a half now, and I'm like, that sounds like a long time. like when you think about a year and a half, it seems like a long time. But I've actually like seriously been painting probably only since I started the YouTube, which is like 8 months.
Yeah.
Because I think like when I started painting, I was only painting semi-regularly, and I was really only painting to get stuff done for the board game. Like nothing to show off, just stuff. So I was like wasn't playing a board game with grey characters. Yeah. I'd probably say I really started properly painting 8 months ago.
So it's not been long at all.
It's just like when you say a year and a half, it sounds like a long time, you know, but it's not really, is it?
You could make 2 babies in that time.
Make 2 babies in that time.
You could.
Instead,
you could gestate 2 babies.
But instead, we're making models.
Making little resin babies.
Resin babies, yeah.
Painting them up.
Oh my god.
My god.
Give us a warning.
Okay, now it's time to do hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just hitting highlights.
Yeah, pretty much. Because we've sort of made the hair really dark, so we don't need to add shadows, because that's going to be just the main dark colour. And yeah, you just want to target the highlights on the sort of ebbs and flows of how the hair's curling.
Yeah.
And I'm basically just mixing between these 2 blues that we have.
To get the mid-tones? Or to get the...
But I'm doing the highlights with the brighter one.
Yeah.
And then between the gaps of the darker and the brighter ones, I'm just filling in with strokes of the sort of mid-tone blue, yeah.
I got you. Mid-tone blue.
And then you can also put some white into the brightest highlight as well to really make it pulp.
I think it's been a great little process.
Yeah.
Learned a lot. I found it very therapeutic.
Oh.
It's been fun.
Oh.
Will I be picking it up as a hobby? I don't know yet.
No.
There's a few Naruto models I'd like to paint.
Yeah.
Have you tried doing any 2D art since all of this? I wonder if it's translated over somehow.
When I'm compositing, actually even when it's like compositing like real life stuff, when I'm doing like, I had to do like a whole tracking thing on Times Square, and I had to like replace all the billboards with this company's logo. Sort of like understanding where like light is hitting. Yeah. To be able to replicate and composite it onto the frame.
Yeah.
To make it look more realistic. I think it's like I've got more of an eye for things like that.
Definitely. Just your understanding of forms.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And one thing.
Yeah.
That we need to do before we finish everything off.
Yeah. Is
this like line of the cloak.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna paint that in with a bit of brown.
Oh, I see.
As if it's like an inside kind of leather.
As if it's an inside scoop.
An inside scoop.
Oh, your hair looks brilliant.
Thanks, man.
Oh, fuck, mine looks shit.
But the difference is, what I did was I did really thin. Are you doing it with your layer brush?
Yeah.
I see. I was using the.
I've shat the bed.
It's fine.
I want to salvage it.
Because yeah, so what you can do is you can use your thin brush.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use this one if you want.
And what do I do now?
No, use your one. I think it'll be better. Because this one's starting to fray. Hello. What you want to do is you want to use this one as your highlight, and then you want to do like, see what I've done here with like very thin strokes. Mm-hmm. I'm just picking out thin strokes as like it's on the higher part closest towards the light source.
I feel like I've gone so light with mine.
But so what you can do is when you've got your sort of highlight strokes in, I'm then filling in with this one here, which is slightly darker, in the middles like that. And then once I've got those two in, I've then mixed the white in with the brighter one as the big highlight and just done it in the middle of the main highlight. So
give me an example where I might apply this mid-blue.
This is not going to help you at all. So what you want to do... what you want to do is like follow the hair.
I can feel your breath on my neck.
You want to follow the hair.
Okay.
With the lighter highlight. And you want to do very single strokes. Keep it very thin. You want to get a really good stroke game going on.
Yeah.
You really want to stroke that good.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of like blotching it like you've done here in patches, I've just been doing single thin strokes like that, following it down.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So we'll do it together. Hold my hands.
Oh, you're holding me already?
That's fine.
Okay, we got it. No, but you're saying put light blue strands on it, but can I go put some shadows back in here? Because I think I've killed my shadows.
Yeah, you can use black wash.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of times where I've completely just like botched a model that I've spent hours on.
Yeah.
And it's genuinely like so like defeating. It's just like I've just like I've got the tree sentinel that I've done over there, and I had recorded it and everything, and then it just started getting worse and worse and worse, and I tried to fix it, and then I painted all over it again. I primed it after 4 hours of painting.
Yeah.
I just started from the beginning again because I wasn't happy with it.
Yeah.
Did it again, tried it a different version, and it still was shit.
Oh.
And I was like, I've just literally spent 7.5 hours of today trying to paint this, and it's just terrible. And I don't think it's ever going to see the light of day.
Wow.
And especially when I'm trying to keep to a weekly schedule, I was like, I've just lost. I was like, I'm basically losing a week.
But can't you put it up even if it's shit and just say this is
Well, so I haven't deleted the footage. I've still got all the footage because I'm going to use it for something like that, which it says like basically like it doesn't always go perfect. There's my Ranny.
I'm a while off, guys. Hang in there.
He looks better than your last round.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah.
I did a lot more.
Fuck! Sorry.
Okay, babe?
Yeah.
Now I can just stare at you.
That really helps. That makes me feel great.
Yeah. How's it going?
This is perfect.
It's looking better though. You're getting strokes going on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the bristles were separated, but it's kind of helping because they're making
Okay.
those little thin
Sure.
lines.
If you want to get them straight again, you just do the little rotate in the paint.
It's helping.
But if you're helping, if it's helping.
Can you twist your runny towards me?
That
Well,
looks
so
a
if
bit
you
better.
let that dry, you can do your little long beard grey, and you can use it to do the final highlights on your stone and on the cape.
With the dry brush?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Feels good to be coming towards the end of this.
Yeah.
Feels like we've done a lot. It is wild to think you start off with this is going to sound like the most stupid observation in the world. It's just starting off with a completely blank slate.
Yeah, right?
You know, just this piece of plastic and then you put so much on it.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously that's like looking at a piece of chicken and being like, it's crazy that it started off raw like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you cooked it.
I made a curry.
Yeah. No, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
It is more like cooking than like. That's the biggest likeness I find of it. You kind of like take a load of simple things and then you make it like it comes out as something
A whole new thing.
very
Yeah,
spectacular.
Yeah, you take a bunch of ingredients, smash them
Yeah.
together in a certain way.
Yeah.
It comes out as another different thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget to maintain your equipment, gang.
Yeah.
And make sure you smash that like, hit that subscribe,
Drop a comment.
tune in every Sunday for Blood Souls modeling.
Yeah.
Subscribe or you're gonna go hollow.
Yeah. Nice.
And don't do that.
Don't you dare.
I'm just experimenting with this diary brushing because it looks so nice on the cloak, and then I put it on the dress a little bit just to see it. Oh no!
Yeah.
Don't do that. And then we blackwash the hair,
Yep.
and then that'll be it pretty much. We don't do half measures here, and neither should you. So if you're watching this, smash that like, hit that subscribe, and tune in every Sunday for Bloodborne Models, and every Monday,
Nope.
Tuesday,
Nope.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday for more Elden Ring content
And Dark Souls.
and Dark Souls.
Nice. Really good.
Tune
really
in.
concise.
Get involved. Don't forget to comment and let us know what you think about the current economic status.
Yeah.
What's your favourite hate comment you've had so far?
Ooh.
I think the funniest one I've received is cool collection, how about taking a shower? That one really tickled me.
That makes me laugh a lot because you are like an obsessively clean person.
Yeah, I'm quite hygienic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good lord.
Sorry, Neela.
That is going to peak. That mic's clipped right there. Oh, we would have felt it.
Oh yeah, don't forget to felt it.
Pop it down on the sticky felt. Doesn't matter if it's on the feet, but cool. And then use your knife and then just cut around the base.
Oh my god.
Yep. You got to put some good pressure on it.
Okay. I'm feeling a lot of pressure actually, the way you guys are watching me.
Yeah, I would too, to be honest.
I have stuff like this under my IKEA furniture.
Yeah. Yeah, they're designed for coasters.
But we do not endorse murder here,
We don't.
unless you're murdering Melania.
Nice. Are you ready to crown your Ranny?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Cheers.
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 To Rani.
Yep, you got it.
Yep.
Yep, you got it.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
It's a bit wonky.
okay.
How'd you feel?
This has been a a long, arduous, educational,
Yeah.
enjoyable, rewarding, and equally soul-crushing experience.
Yeah, welcome.
But I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
How do you think it's gone?
It's much more enjoyable doing it with someone else, I feel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Like, critique my model. Get brutally honest.
Yeah. So I think your shadow work is really good. I think you've really picked out some good skin highlights and tones to do. Yeah, I think you've accurately portrayed light hitting skin. I think the things you would want to work on would probably be like some stronger washes. But really, I think the skin, is the best thing you've done. I think it's really picked up really nicely. You've hit some really good highlights and shadows.
I'm happy with the face.
Yeah, the face is really good. I would say a really, really incredible first effort for someone painting miniatures for the first time. How did it compare to painting when you're doing your own art?
It's interesting. I think when you're doing your own art, you're free to make mistakes when you're painting your own art, and you can just like completely remove sections or start again.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever truly lost.
Yeah.
Whereas here, I kind of feel like there's a model here, and every layer is stealing detail.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like you need to be a little bit more calculated. And yeah, the details are so fine as well. If I'm painting on Photoshop, I can zoom all the way in, but this is like, I've just got to squint.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel
There's no Control Zs in real life.
there's no Control Zs in real life as much as that would be good.
Do you want to do a little sign off for the people?
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I don't think I've got a future in YouTube or model painting, but I hope to see you again one day.
I see a future in us.
I see a future in us, and it is bright.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been fun. Don't forget to hit like, smash subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, subscribe to our Patreon.
Don't have that.
No?
No.
Twit?
Nope.
No. Instagram, follow us on Instagram if you don't already. Facebook?
Nope.
We're not 40.
Yeah.
So yeah. Twitter? No.
Nope. That's it.
Hey, you can't spread yourself too thin.
No.
You
and
should spread thin though.
what you should spread thin is your paints.